This morning I'm going to finalize my Thursday appointment. It's going to be a neck tattoo with blackberries. So I just drew this out on my iPad using Procreate because I had a photo of my client's neck that I then did the drawing like on top of the photo. But now that I have pretty much what I want it to look like, I'm going to do a final copy on this tracing paper. So I'm just going to get my microns. I'm going to get an 8 might be too big. I'm going to get a 5 and like a 1 for my small lines. So I'm going to get started on this drawing. I just really want to have a nice crisp final drawing since this is going to be on a neck. I don't want to be questioning the drawing at all during the tattoo process. So these are just blackberries, some flat like the blackberry flowers, the berries, obviously the leaves. The leaves are some of my favorites, like blackberry and raspberry leaves are so beautiful to me. I love that they're jagged, but they're also kind of like, they look like arrows. And then we got the berries here. Here's another. The flowers are white. So when I can get them on top of a leaf, even better, so I can do some shading so they kind of stand out more. I don't get too lost. I love like their shape. They're pointed like an arrow. I love that they give this directional, it's almost like this blatant directional, I don't know, vibe. Like look over here, look over here, look over here. I really like that. I had a really restless night last night sleeping. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. I haven't been able to like really get a restful night's sleep in a little while. And I just felt like I had like too much energy, almost like shooting through my back and my legs. Oh no. These flowers are so pretty too, I think. They're so like random almost. Speaking of random, when I'm doing this drawing right now, I just thought of ooh, I like having these like smaller leaves in the back. Because ooh, I could almost like just make them like a little darker, and they're smaller, really adds dimension. You know, I love losing myself in foliage in my tattoos. Like whenever I layer leaves on top of each other to create like little dark pockets where I can just really heavily shade them, it's like so delicious to me. It's like really comforting. Like I know the idea of tattooing somebody might be very nerve-wracking for a lot of you, and you would think that it's like not a chill thing to be doing every day. Like you must have so much anxiety, just be so nervous. But I feel like I get really nervous with everything else, with like meeting the person, having to make small talk, setting everything up, you know, doing the drawing, do they like the drawing, like all of that. And then when I can actually sit down and do the tattoo, it's so comforting to me. It just feels like I'm with a friend, because all these that sounds so cheesy, but I just am so comfortable with these plants that when I can just lose myself in drawing them, it's almost just like a meditation, and it really calms me down, and it just makes me feel like I'm with the plant and not the person. That sounds very strange. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. They're just like such a comfort to me. And then these are like the little buds, which I think this is how I'm gonna tattoo them, like the bigger line and then the thinner line inside. What I was gonna say about 5 minutes ago about the random thing is, I don't know why doing this drawing just reminded me that when I was like 13, 12 or 13, something like that, and I was like obsessed with fairies. One year for Christmas, I asked my parents to get me every fairy book that they could find. It didn't matter like what it was about, if it was like illustrations of fairies or you know, like magic books with fairies or whatever. And one of the books that my parents got me was like this historical accounts of fairy encounters, which would never even be a thing I would think to even look for, but it was so incredible. It was so incredible. There was like all these pictures throughout time, you know, some in like the 1920s all the way to like the 1950s and 60s, of people with little people, like fairy people in their pictures. So a lot of them would be like if they went on vacation and they took a family picture, and then in the corner there's like a fairy, and you know, of course they're like they can't explain it. I just found it to be really fascinating. They obviously had some of the hoax photos in there from several hoaxes throughout time that have occurred, which those are interesting too, and how that shit looks so fake. But for the time, everybody thought like, oh my god, that's a real fairy. So I don't know if I should just do this for the tattoo. Let's see, I'll figure that out later. So yes, last week I had like a super shitty week of like a lot of cancellations, and it just felt like I was just trying to play catch up with a lot of people. And this week now, my Friday at 11 a.m. canceled as well, because her request for the day off got denied at work, so she can't come in. So I'm trying to get somebody in for that, but I had already put somebody else at 2 o'clock whose sleeve we're starting, so it's only like, you know, like a 2-hour window kind of thing. I've sent out a couple emails, but we'll see what people say. That's so frustrating. What are you gonna do? I just have like, I'm having my children sleep over their grandmother's house that day so that I could stay late at work, so I can get some more tattoos done, because I feel like I just have like a lot of like work to do, like physical tattoos to do that need to get done, and I can't just keep scheduling everybody for months down the line. Like, I gotta get some of these projects started, or some of them completed. Like, some of them just need a little bit to finish and then it would be done. So I just want to get it done. I hate having everything like in the air. These are cute. Look at these little leaves. So adorable. So after I do this drawing, I have to do the drawing for that's my second Friday appointment, which she's starting her sleeve that day. You know what? This guy should be in the foreground. that one goes first, and then this other one is like behind it, like do. Like, whoa, I'm flying out here. I'm a crazy blackberry. Look at this. But it looks dope. Oh, I gotta do these little guys here too. Now, what the fuck is happening? What is this? What is happening here? Oh, this has its own little greenery. Green. I mean, I'm excited about today's tattoo. Today's is gonna be good. Oh, I feel so not caffeinated right now. I gotta think about what to make for dinner too. My husband went to work early today, so that means he's gonna be here for dinner. We only eat dinner together once or twice a week because of his job. So I gotta think of like, what am I gonna make? Oh, and yes, this is how I do the little blackberry bits, because this is how a blackberry is. Blackberries are not like these perfect mathematical spheres all aligned together. They're not. They're little like bubbles of smush, just smushed together with juice and fruit. So they're gonna have like oblong shapes. They're gonna be all like, and anyways, a lot of like the side, when I'm shading, I end up usually just like covering it in black anyways, because this is like, when you look at a blackberry, that's like the darkest edge is gonna be black, and you're only gonna see the juicy round glossy bits more towards the front, or where there's like a nice little bubble of fruit, you know. Oh, let's just get that guy like that. Usually, you know, the blackberries you can get a little bit loose, because again, you're really creating the spheres, like these little segments. You're really creating it while you're tattooing it and while you're shading it. So this is just more of like the guide to show you like, hey, little niblets here and little niblets there, but really, you know. Anyway, I want to do more videos like this of just you guys following me around, like the same stuff I do all the time anyway. I'm hoping that we can grow a community of like-minded individuals. That has honestly been my goal of doing these videos. It's not like, oh, look at me, like look how cool I am. It's more like, hey, this is my shit, is it your shit too? Because if it is, like, let's connect, let's get in the comments, let's let's follow each other on Instagram, let's, you know, be involved in each other's endeavors. Okay. Oh, this is like a little curve, I gotta remember that. So a lot of this, oh, I still have one more. So the flowers, obviously I'm going to be looking at actual blackberry flowers to see like where to shade them, because they're pretty open. They just almost like you have to shade the like little pleats, almost like where they would bend and fold. I'm gonna draw two peonies right now too to start a sleeve. I've got, damn, I only got 30 minutes before I gotta get in the shower to get to work. Maybe I should not start that drawing right now and just take a minute to breathe. So this is it. This is blackberries on a neck for Thursday. I'm leaving all the leaves open so that I can do those, like the veining of the leaves while I'm tattooing it. Again, just so that my stencil's not super messy, so I can see every element clearly. But there you go, it was fairly quick. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till the next one.